are live with Bruno and the captain. I've been a little under the weather, so I haven't been doing videos the last couple days, but we're right back in the swing of things. So I trust you're all well and things have gone well. It's enabled me to catch up on a lot of things and information that I had maybe gotten behind on and whatnot. So when you're blessed with time and patience, and you're kind of stuck in one room or a place, and you catch up on a lot of other YouTubers and other content creators' material. And the one thing I'm getting is an overwhelming sense of fear, and people are acknowledging Gary Gensler and the SEC and their control over all of us. They don't control us, they don't control crypto, and they don't control the system. They want to, it's their plan, and it really is what their overall objective is. However, I know how limited their power really is. See, years and years and years ago, a year ago I did a video on exactly this, but years ago, I thought it would go exactly like this. In fact, many of you know I've talked in the past about Gary, a friend of mine who's a CEO of GE. And he and I have talked about this same story for a very long time. But essentially it goes like this. First they ignore you, right? Then they laugh. And then there's a lot of competition and rules and regulation and manipulation. And what they like to do is control us. And it becomes almost a war. And you can tell who's winning against the man, the system, or the banking system in which we're competing with at this point by the severity of the way they treat you and what they're trying to achieve and how they're knocking down the third leg of your stool. See, that's the phase we're in right now. They ignored us, then they laughed at us in the media for a decade, and then now they're in the phase of, it's beyond laughter now. It's become a competition, almost a war, if you will. War is kind of a brutal word, but you know what I'm talking about. You know why they're after us. And because the bankers want it that way. They like control. They want to control people over the digits and the money in which they control, which they create, and the interest rates in which they create. All of this is in their ballpark. This is their game. And now we've intruded on it. 1 second, I'll be right back. My dogs and cats are about to knock my beverage over here. We can't have that. So how does this apply to, in particular, XRP, Alan? Well, in particular with XRP, they've come after it. So I talk about this all the time, but you can tell that you are the target when they're hovering over you. When you're getting shot at, you know you're above the target. Nobody has had it tougher than Ripple, than XRP. Not even XLM. Nobody has had it. This is why I'm doing this video. When you see their fear in their eyes, and if you don't look at Gary Gensler and see fear the way I do, you lash out when you're in fear. When a drowning person is drowning, they're in fear, and they'll grab at anything, and they'll pull anything down with them. And that's what they're doing right now. That's how fearful they are. He's being told by every banker in the world, make this thing go away. They created, and I believe, I'm using that word, they completely created that whole SBF thing, okay? And they thought, oh, well, we're just going to crush that whole market with this FPF thing. Now, my dogs are after something over there. Sorry, squirrel. But so that created this whole narrative behind, oh, we need regulation, which is the third stage, right? They need to control the game. They're in competition with us, and they're losing and they know it, okay? This remittance payments thing is a big deal. It's hundreds of billions of dollars annually, globally, and they don't want to give it up. and they're going to do whatever they can. So they're coming directly after XRP. So what's the timing of this whole thing, Alan? Everyone's asking me. Here's the timing. They have decided that they're not, I'm more convinced now than ever before that there's not going to be a ruling on XRP. I know nobody wants to hear that right now. You have to stay positive because you have the right product. If you have XRP, I don't care if you've not liked XRP for the last 10 years and you can tell me 5 reasons why it's a globalist coin or whatever your reasons might be. If you can't see what they're doing with the SEC and what they're doing against Kraken and all these other exchanges, that they've already done it to this other coin, and why? Because it's a threat to their system. Their system, they know, is going to run on exactly that platform or those railroad tracks, as we discussed, and they want to be the people on those tracks, controlling those tracks, and making sure all the little people, when they get on those tracks, which is CBDCs, which you and I know, are going to be the railroad cars, if you will, that they want everybody, all the population to be in. They don't want people like you and I controlling the railroad tracks, even a percentage of it. They want it for themselves. I think they're finally getting to the point where they're like, you know, yeah, okay, well, I can't worry about those people that already own all those millions of coins of XRP. I can't. It's beyond me. I can't control those people. But I can shut off the doors to the rest of the public. And we've talked about this on this channel a million times, but it's so important. And I know we're driving our family members crazy, but just hold coins for them, because it's so important right now that you keep these coins and don't ever sell them until you get my permission. Something along those lines. No, it's not financial advice. You're going to want to keep those coins. And if you don't own XRP, you may want to look in the mirror and figure out why that is. Because if you don't see that writing on the wall, maybe it's in a different language to you. I don't know. But we are now in what I like to call that third stage, which is the competition, and they'll throw everything at us. They'll throw the whole book at us. There's a great globalist, and I've forgotten his name, but he was a banker. And I want to say this is back in the 70s or 80s. And he died, and on his deathbed, essentially it went like this. You'll know when the system's at risk or in its final days. And the person, taking these notes at the deathbed, okay, what is that? He said, because what'll happen is they'll crash the markets. They will crash the markets intentionally. You'll look back and say, oh, well, and then they'll bail out their buddies, which are the banks and, all the rest of it. Well, that was kind of 2008, right? And then you'll know the next step is in phase, because then they will throw terror to the people. They will throw terrorism at them. You won't know if your neighbor's the person that's going to shoot you. It won't be an army or a military in another continent. It could be your neighbor. Terrorism is a big fear factor. They'll use that. Okay, well, tell us more on his deathbed. Well, then they'll take it to a pandemic. And this pandemic will spread all around the world. And it'll be this catastrophic thing that, oh my God, these millions of people have lost and they will crush the economy through said pandemic. If that doesn't work, their final thing, and this is this man's deathbed, and he wrote this 40 years ago, okay? If all that doesn't work, or if they're really desperate, and if they're really trying to crack down into the people's lives and really push fear upon the people, they will bring out the UFO card. Yeah, he wrote that 40 years ago on his deathbed, who was a man who was a globalist. It's been repeated and brought up to me more than once, that story, okay? So stop and think about where we are in life. And let's stop and think about what you own. And why are they coming after what you own? They already control gold and silver. They don't control what you own yet. They're not afraid of gold and silver. They own a bunch of that already. They're concerned with being able to manipulate the little people coming in. And how are they going to do that? When you have a product that is far superior than the CBDCs in which they're going to create to try and put the net around all the little fish, which are your neighbors. How are they going to do that when you have a superior product? And I'm talking there's dozens of them, dozens of them. You know all the coins I love, and the XRP in particular, I don't care what people think of Bitcoin. I know it is a storage of wealth, and I know it is. Look, not everybody should own Bitcoin. People who don't have a lot of money, yeah, you're better off buying XRP or XLM or I don't like Solana, but a lot of people do. Okay, there's Cardano. There's too many to mention. I'm a huge theta guy. There's so many great coins out there. But you're in the right place because they're going after the exchanges. They're also coming after, this is kind of scary, but they're coming after the utility coins. And now that's becoming their target. And they tried to corrupt our whole system with that SBF nonsense, and it didn't work. And now they're coming after our coins, and they're coming after our exchanges because they can't get coins like Bitcoin or XRP or Cardano to fail. They can't get the coin to fail because there's too many nodes running, and there's too many people that control it, and there's too many people that own it outside of their system, and they know that. And that for you is massive. That's massive for you. So all that to have said, this one in particular thing that I really want this video to be about. You've got the right coin. You've got the right time in your life. You are an innovator. You see the future. You now see them attacking you. Okay? And I didn't talk about what's the final piece to the 4 pieces that I'm talking about. They ignore you. They laugh at you. They compete with you. And number 4 is you win. That product wins. This happens with all new technology. It happened with the internet. It happened with cell phones. Cell phones got laughed at, and then they got, then they were in competition with companies like Verizon, AT&T, and then laws had to be passed. And then what? Cell phones eventually won. This time is slightly different because we're dealing with the man's money, and we are also dealing with the control in which they want to use CBDCs to continue their control into the future. This is why I've done many videos on the fact that I know CBDCs will fail because the people are seeing through the hypocrisies of current day leadership. We need new men with new thoughts, with new ideas, and we in particular need diplomacy in this world right now, and we're receiving none of that. All we're seeing is people who want to point fingers and make problems and not find solutions and technologies that advance the little man's life. Instead, they're coming after us with competition, which is stage 3 of my 4 stages of how new technology gets presented to man. And we're in stage 3, and it's going to be a battle, and you have to keep a stiff upper lip, and you have to hang on to your coins, and you must get them off anything. I wouldn't even be staking many of your coins, in particular XRP, because it's not like staking Cardano. It's a completely different coin to stake, so don't play with it. Own it, put it in a hard wallet, and understand what you own for the future of your life and mankind. Because you are our future. You are the success of man. We know this, have known this about you and I for a very long time. And we need each other, and we have each other, and we have a massive community, and it is growing. And we are the strength. We've got this. All we have to do is keep strong hands, okay? Anyway, there I go again with my little cheerleading. But it's so important, guys. Keep your coins, and even if you have to survive, sell a couple of coins, make sure that there's a pack of coins that you never have to ever sell, no matter what, okay? Anyway, I think you guys are crushing it. I know you guys are, they're gonna try and crush this market again. I don't think they're gonna be able to, but maybe they're going to. But hang on, okay? Diamond hands here, guys. That's what we need, is diamond hands. All right, guys, I love you all. I hope you guys got something from that message. If you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe. And my son and I are here for you guys. And we are family. And we call ourselves the crew, but we are family. And we're like-minded people. And the future needs us. And otherwise, we leave our children and our generations to come with the likes of people like Gary Gensler. And yes, I'm calling him out personally. That is not a man I want my grandchildren looking up to, for obvious reasons. Okay, guys, on a brighter note, I'm out, and I hope you guys got something from that, because man, I'm feeling the passion of this whole thing, and I took some time off, and now we're gonna crush it. Okay, guys, with that, I'm out. Thank you. Yeah, guy thinks he's got a couple of answers for the people here. No, I don't have any answers. Yeah, I'm brilliant. Oh, Joe, boy, listen to me. No, I'm not brilliant. I'm a visionary. I see our future. And it's bright, my friends. Very bright.